we need to show the humanitarian part of ourselves in sharing. So this is about love for the motherland, which is the Yoruba land, right? The fatherland. Now, whatever you think you are not really using anymore, personal belongings that you think you are not using anymore, phones, headsets, Walkman, games for your children that you are not really using anymore, shoes, clothing, kids, adults, what have you. What you need to do for us is that you living abroad and being part of this, you can help us set up a collection point in your own city. You don't need to cover everywhere. Like I said, it's a community. You're going to meet others as well. If you are from Scotland, if you are living in Scotland, you will meet other people from your own area. And if you are going to be the first, you will set all this up for us. And how would we know that you have done that? Through the community. You're going to share it with us. And all these details you will share with us. We'll put them in our own map on this platform here. You will be able to see the map of where all of us are all over the world. Now, that's also intentional. It is just to let you know that no matter how far we are, we can actually be so close together and do great things that can shake a lot of things back there. You know what I mean? And you just can't imagine what this can really do. So that's why we set this up for Yoruba Rescue Fund as it is, yeah? Now, not just that. You can also pretty much say, okay, well, I am just going to probably just donate to them. How do you do that? This is it. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to be a member. You don't need to be anything. If you intend to actually make any contribution, all you have to do is this: donate. Now, when you get here, it's going to be something like I said, it is not finalized yet. So please don't go there and make any right now. If you make any contribution, it's going to come through. And when it comes through, it's going to go straight to our own donation account that we have been using for the past 3 months now. So please don't use it now. And I'll tell them to probably close this after this presentation. So look at this. Currently, the minimum you can donate is £5. So manually, you can tell what you want to give. I don't know if that is appearing on your screen. Yeah, it is something like this for now, right? So if you decide that, I am actually just going to stop by and give them a £5, you just put in a £5. Oh, no, I'm going to actually give them £2,000. That's all you need to do. Once you put that in, you click continue. Now, when you continue, it brings you here. You fill this up. The next thing, right? It gives you the highlight and all of that, right? So if you, let me try and continue. Let's say I am making it because I've made the donation while we are testing that today. So if I go to my next page, oh, hang on. So I'm not a robot. Right. So it brings you here. And that's, like I said, because our donation currently goes into the Diaspora Radio International UK. So that's why I said don't make any contribution through this for now. Because like we said, we are going to make this an independent one, which is maybe in another 6 months, in another 1 year, I will have the capacity to say, oh, let me just transfer this to somebody else. This is a project that can operate itself on its own if you have a team put together. So I don't have to be part of it for forever or for long. Or we can build it enough that it is transferable all over the world. Just the change of the personnel, but nothing else changes. Mayegun can leave this anytime. That's what we are building. So that's why I said don't make anything towards it for now, please. Now, if you now want to make a contribution via your own card, right? Now, here you are. It's telling you how much you said you want to give, right? Then you go through donating with your card. Now, here is where you are going to fill up. This is where your own debit card, credit card, and the rest of them, this is where you're going to fill them in, okay? This is it. You're going to start with, where are you joining from? Let's say Nigeria. You see Nigeria there? Watch. So it's going to change to Nigeria. So if you are joining, or if your region where you are actually going to make your donation is from, let's say China, you have to put China there. Do you get? So that except, oh, hang on, to this, no, you are not allowed to make donation from China right now. So let me use somewhere else. Let's say you are making your donation from the United States. You just put United States, right? And then you fill in the rest. So you are going to receive an email confirming that you made a donation. Do you get that now? An email will confirm that, as well as us. And because it is going to be a digital bank, right? You know what that does? For now, like I said, this is just us using the PayPal backend now, okay? The real account where this is going to go to is going to be set up the moment this whole legal framework is put together, right? So the picture I want you to be seeing mostly right now is that where am I really going to fit into all of this as a volunteer? Like I said, it is not about how much you can give in cash or what have you. It is actually how much time you can give to help make this and also their project in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, just before they begin their charade election. Because the end goal is to stop doing, it's not just to continue talking on this platform. It is to be talking through many people back there in Yoruba land, including many of our Yoruba brothers and sisters that are being currently recruited all over the world to begin to lie to other people through different social media platforms, WhatsApp groups, lying to them that they can still have hope in Nigeria because of a Tifnumbu. So it is upon us. And like I said, in my previous broadcast, I said, are we going to succeed in doing this? I believe that we will succeed only if you all want it to succeed. I'm talking about everybody in the Temple of Truth who knows about this from the onset. So that is an update I said I'm going to give to you. The other part of the update I want to give to you tonight before I open the line so that, you can you can call in and ask me questions. Ask me questions, and I'll answer truthfully as much as I can, okay? But the other part is that we have an outstanding balance of our money, right? In the last 3 weeks, we have not promoted any kind of fundraiser and all of that. But there is an update I need to tell you because we haven't spent a dime from that money, and it is intentionally. And it is intentional rather. So I will tell you why. First, how much do we have in our savings as we speak? With some other great minds who have been reaching out as well via PayPal. If you are watching me right now and you are among those 2 people who actually gave about 45 pounds through the Diaspora Radio International account, which I shared a while ago, as well as those of you who actually sent in a PayPal contribution. As in the last, I've received that. I think I've received from about 6 people. That is totaling about 130 pounds. Now, if you put them together, that means we've gotten about nearly 200 pounds as we speak in the last 3 weeks. Just random contribution, random donations like that. Nothing major. Now, if you put all of that together, right, in pound sterling, I can tell you that we currently have about 7,600 or 7,700 pounds. Now, what does that mean? The last time we said we had about 5.5 million naira. If you convert it to your naira, and you probably don't deduct any, because if you make a transfer, eventually you won't have a 5.5 million anymore. Okay, you will pay for what they call the bank charges every time you make contributions. So in the last 3 weeks, we have not spent a dime. A very, very loyal members of this platform also made a contribution of 500,000 naira towards our publicity projects, right? And that was paid directly to the person in charge of our, billboards and other media right there. And in that last 2 weeks that we've received that, we have not spent a dime from it. So this is why. Number one, you remember we made a promise to the IPOB members of this platform that we're going to give 2 million naira to the leader of the IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just a goodwill gesture towards his own legal fee, legal team, or anything he can do at all, right? And then we had to backpedal simply because of the controversy that surrounds this IPOB, DOS, and some other guys there. We decided to hold back after I was advised to hold back. Well, this month, I had a contact with somebody that is a very, 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 distinguished member or honorable member of this platform who reached out just to ask, Mayegun, how far with that money you said you want to give to Mazi and all of that? Because I remember you said you are holding on to it. I said, yeah, we were holding on to it. And it was just pretty much like we don't want to add petrol into the fire that was burning at the time. And said, no, there's no fire burning. We know the real people who are actually in charge of the care of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you are ready, I can link you up with them and you can speak to them and all of that. I said, why? Yeah, sure. I've been very busy, I've got my daughter, I've got a party planned, and it's going to happen next week. There's been so much of the things I've not been able to do, but I acknowledge that contact from this honorable man. So in the process, I told him, I said, listen, number one, from the back end, from those I always kind of seek advice from, right? Number one, we no longer have there's so much amount of money as we speak. Then number two, to be on the safer side, they advise that, we will make sure that we remit the 2 million naira we have pledged, and we'll do it as soon as possible as well. But what we're going to do to be on the safer side is this. Based on what actually prompted us to slow down in the first place, I will release 1 million naira from that money, okay, to this team. And then not long after that, I will release another 1 million naira just to fulfill our pledge. But when we do that, we know that is going to always like a sort of a dwindle or so down. But it is a promise that we have to keep as we speak. But we also have remember that we also have a kind of operational, unwritten, but a kind of operational, workbook here. We said every month, before a penny is paid out for anything from our money, we must make sure that the interest of Oloye Sunday Igboho is addressed first. Is emergency or anything that could happen, we would never have to find ourselves wanting if for any reason we would need an emergency cash or anything at all if he asks us. And we said that before we make any kind of, we won't. I mean, we will actually take care of Oloye first. Yeah, we have a reserved $1 million already, but that is just like saying he will always have access to that. But what of emergency? So he hasn't made any request, and he intentionally didn't. If we ask Igboho will prefer that, you know what, Mayegun, don't, it's told me that a few times, like if I have my way, Mayegun, I will say, don't touch that money. In fact, I will say that I won't say more. Anyway, use this for this, and that. And, but there is more to it. So, which means that that's all we have as we speak. He hasn't made any requests for the past 2 weeks since we are in this June. And since it is part of our policy not to do anything until it's taken care of before everything can then follow, I'm like, okay, I'll hang on. So as we speak right now, I can say that we've got over 5.5 million naira in our kitty, okay? And or in fact, we can say we have 6 million naira because we also have 500,000 naira donated straight to our media team. We also have our own media coverage, which is our billboards that we paid for. That billboard payment is going to expire this month end, June ending. So there's so much that I believe we'll have to put money into in the next couple of days or weeks. Another one is this. You remember that we paid 2 million naira to a lawyer just because we believed that we were ready to take on the system that continued to hunt our people, track them, make their life miserable and all of that simply because they are standing for Yoruba nation. Remember? Then they said that they have made an agreement, an arrangement to negotiate. Oloye Sunday Igboho got released. Then we still have our 2 million naira with that legal team. But I'm going to make a request tonight before I open my line for everybody to call in, okay? From our 2 million naira, there's this goodwill gesture we need to do. Not money, but a service. You remember Do you remember the wife of that Corporal Martins Idakpani, the lady that we raised money for on this platform few times? They have been very grateful. But somehow, giving somebody fish is never going to really help them. It's not helping them than to teach them how to fish. But how do you do that when the breadwinner, the head of the family, is locked up simply because he criticized the head of the military or the head of the Nigerian military at the time, Buratai the butcher? He's been in jail, he's been locked up. They've locked him up in a psychiatric hospital in Sokoto, and he's been transferred everywhere. So I'm asking you, the members of, Temple of Truth. I have had a conversation with this woman, and then my instinct says we should help, since we have somebody that should have been rendering a legal service for us on this platform for the purpose of fighting the system that continue to jail those who speak up. So I'm asking you today, on your own authorization, please, when you call in, remember to say something about this when you call in, because I am arranging that I should put a few money together, get this woman to meet with her lawyer in Lagos, and then make arrangement to get this lawyer to meet with those who are keeping Martin Sidakpani. Okay, and let's see how that goes. Let's start fighting for his own freedom too. Part of what we wanted to do, that we ask for permission. Again, I'm not trying to condemn the effort of those who have been doing so much for us on this case of persecution of the Yorubas since this whole thing started, right? But you remember I told you then, I said we had 2 million naira paid to a lawyer. And we have Adogon and Alaji Fatai being kept by DSS from last year after murdering them. They murdered them inside the Igbo's house, and they kept their bodies. And I said, I don't fancy begging. I don't fancy bribing. I don't fancy all of that. Why don't we just call them out and get somebody to drag them out and get their bodies released? All I was told then was that they are working on it. Their team and all of that are working on it, so I shouldn't worry myself. So I never asked again. So that would have been something that we would love to do. But you know our history. You know where we found ourselves the last time. So I'm giving a proposal to you, my friends, the members of the Temple of Truth. It is now up to you to tell me, is this a good thing to do? Get Martin Sidakpani's case and take it over legally and get him his freedom. If we can do that ASAP, I'll be much, much so happy for having you as my friends. That's not all. I have another update. There's this member of this platform that, Nigeria is happening to them, terribly so. But they cried to us, like many other people who have also cried, in private. Hi, Mayegun. I don't kiss and tell. When I have, I share. And I share with people who genuinely needs them. And I don't look back or ask them to say thank you. But there are things that people ask me that I personally know that forget it, I can't really do it. I'm just like an ordinary person like you and like you too, trying to make a living for his own family the much he can and share with the people we love. And even the people that says they love him. Randomly, I always reach out in my own little way. Like I said, I don't kiss and tell. This individual, this brethren from this Temple of Truth, reach out, a long letter, email, in fact, and they are having this, what we call the medical poverty. You see, I have preached against that many times on my Egun's Diary Political, remember? I said that many of you are currently living and struggling because, well, you have some money. You could afford to pay for your health care. You could afford to pay for your children's school fees. You could take care of yourself. Nigeria is hard and tough, yes, but you are surviving. When they say, how are the manager? You say, well, we thank God. Many of you know that you are just one sickness away from medical poverty. Everything you've worked for, labored for, as the inflation is stealing all your money, devaluing what you have, one single health problem can push you into poverty and you begin to sell everything because there's no safety net for you. Nigeria doesn't care. And you probably will want to care for your life before it is taken away from you because you have the money. So I have people here who have been probably never knew then that it's a real thing. Medical poverty. You have the house, you have this, everything is working fine, then boom, diabetes. You are treating it, you are managing it, and it escalated. High blood pressure. Before you know it, is leading to other thing. Before you know it, the money you have in the bank can no longer pay for it. Before you know it, your children can possibly not even fund it anymore. Before you know it, even a lot will happen, and they will happen so fast. And before you know it, you are already asking people for help. And I'm not trying to mock you. I'm just saying that's how terrible and bad Nigeria can happen to you. And they happen so fast. And that's the reality. And there's no sign that that is going to change or go away. So these brethren reached out, indeed, and they need our help. When they actually gave the bill, I can tell you, my response to them is this. Personally, I can't really do anything. But on behalf of us in the Temple of Truth, we don't have 500,000 to offer. But personally, in my mind, looking at our bank balance, looking at our own, our future budget and expenses, I personally believe that, yes, we don't have 500,000. I'm talking about a bill of over 600,000 naira. This is something that this person has been funding himself. He's been selling his own properties and all of that. And guess what? Doing the background check of them. May Nigeria not happen to you. May Nigeria not happen to the people you love before we find our freedom. May Nigeria not happen to your household for real, before we find our own freedom, before our people receive the help they need. So I said I'm going to make a proposal of 100,000. Please don't laugh at me. Don't mock me. I am just pretty much being considerate here. This is people's money to start with, but I'm speaking my mind. And like I said, it is also a proposal that you should please have in mind. When we said that we want to reach out to our people, we want to start a food bank, we want to reach out to them, those who couldn't afford the medical bill, we'll take a medical outreach to them, we'll give a support to those who couldn't afford them, we'll tell them why the Yoruba nation is all they can have, and why Nigeria will continue to treat them this way, and why they should join the army of those who wanted the independence that they really deserve, and stop listening to this one Nigerianist. All of this requires us putting our resources together to do all of this. We said we're going to stop talking down on them. We know they are part of the problems, but we can also continue to be part of the problem if we continue to blame them and point fingers. We've pointed fingers for years. We should make it real. I have that proposal, and I am going to wait for your approval. If you say yes, we will do it. So making it the second proposal I'm making. But let me give you the summary of all my own update and proposal. Yoruba Rescue Fund platform is almost ready. Our community is almost ready for launch. And then when it is ready, I want you to be ready as well. Get yourself prepared to be a volunteer. This is a payless job. Remember, even me, Mayegun, I'm not going to get paid. But guess what? When the service and your volunteering support gets to the point that logistically to make you do your job, this platform that we are putting together, they will fund every of your logistical need in every part of the world that you found yourself, as long as it is about this Yoruba Fest. And now you should be ready to be a volunteer. Minimally now, like I said, we are working on it. We said we are going to start with $1, €1, £1 membership. Currency-wise, it seems that it is going to be in pound sterling for now. For a starter, please, it's going to be an improvement there. Like I said, there are so many interested groups. Some of them are watching me right now who have reached out to me to give ideas, what they think and how they think we should do this. I have read all your emails. In the right time, I am going to begin to respond to them. And I'm going to begin to ask for audience with you. For those of you who have sent me your emails about your ideas of how to make this work and all of that, what we are doing right now is this. We are trying to put a sort of structure in place where everybody can then we know what we want to do, but we know we can't do what we want to do if we don't find volunteers, experts in different fields that we are going to create on that platform. A lot of things are going to happen there. A lot of things are going to happen there. We're going to fund researches. We're going to fund scientific researches. We're going to fund borderline researches. We're going to fund, we're going to do a lot of things that are going to really change the narrative of this self-determination completely. And it is going to succeed if you make it happen. So we have that already in the cooler, almost ready. Like I said, if you go there and make contribution right now, it's going to come through. Please don't. The reason why I said it's almost ready is because we have not made it official yet. Still so much to be done to tidy things up, security-wise and otherwise, okay, going on. And then, I also made a proposal about helping the, Corporal Martins Idakbani. I will bring his wife here to come and talk to all of us. But this is me, the GO, Temple of Truth, presenting a case now before you. We have a legal chamber that we have money with, and we can pay them more if there's need for that. Okay, they are ready to help us because, like I said, there's some legal frameworks of this project that we are doing right now. Once the legal framework is completed, we're going to pass it on to you in America. We're going to pass it on to you in Yoruba land, and you are going to have a legal team in place. So if anybody comes after you, if anybody targets you as a member of this project and this platform, you will be protected. So let's show that and prove that. Should we take it up? I don't think this is something that is going to cost us millions. So from the fraction of our millions, why don't we do it? That's my first and second, sorry, my second proposal, remember? And then the third one is that we have a 2 million naira that we currently in lieu. I don't know if that's the correct word. Anyway, in lieu, which means that there's a debt, a promise we made to our own Biafran brothers on Mayegun's Diary Politico to say we will reach out. It's not just going to be free Nnamdi Kanu, free Nnamdi Kanu. Every time you see those lawyers there, every time you see all those legal team everywhere you see them, somebody is paying for all the service. There's no free food in Freetown. As they say, there's no free food anywhere, not even in Freetown. If you are eating anything free anywhere, if you are using something free somewhere, my brothers and sisters, even if you are not paying for it, just know at the back of your mind, somebody else is paying for it. So that's why we said that as a token of saying, well, this is us. We believe that you are fighting a just battle. And we believe that if Nnamdi Kanu has done anything wrong, the Nigeria government will not be running away from their own courts. So for those who have stood by him for this long on this platform, we've spoken a lot about him as well. We concluded to give him that. And I said, from the advice I've received, we should at first remember the factors surrounding this, our own balance, and then the reason why we choose never to finish all our money at once as well, that we should make a deposit of ₦1 million from our pledge, remit that. That's second thing I proposed, or third thing I proposed as well. So if you are going to call in tonight, please help me. After making all your own contributions and all of that, please help me never forget all these important things, because they're going to help us in what we're going to do next. As for our publicity projects, our billboards and the rest of that, we've seen now that they work fine. So for now, we are going to slow down on them. Now, when we launch our own rescue fund, then we can easily launch not just our billboards, not just all the publicity. There's going to be so much we're going to launch at the same time, media-wise. You're going to pick up your newspaper in Nigeria, and you're going to receive a message. This same message you have been hearing for the past few months, you're going to read them in your newspaper. You're going to read them on your own public announcement on your TV. We'll pay for them. I figured out that they are not going to really cost us a harm. But if you do it individually, it's going to be really, really, really costly. But if you do it as a group, $1, $2, $3, $1, $100, 1,000, you know what I mean? Before you know it, we'll put all this Yoruba nation in the face of everyone that even doesn't want to listen. It's going to be our own strategy. Apart from that, I have also received over 5 million contacts, emails, phone numbers, and so many other things to reach out. We call them for publicity purposes. Messages of Yoruba Nation will come in. How do you join? How do you become a member? Will come with them. All of this information are being prepared, and they are part of our media publicity that will go into all of this as well. So I need you. Everybody needs you to be part of this. Be a volunteer, okay? And there's nowhere you are that you are not useful. You just have to make yourself useful for us. And in this process, like I told people many times, we are ready to make mistakes and we are ready to correct our mistakes. We are not perfect and we are not looking for saints. We are looking for people who are passionate about Yoruba land. I am looking for you who have claimed for years that you are a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman. I love Yoruba land. I love my people. I will do anything. It's going to be time for you to prove it. I'm going to make you want to prove it, but it's going to be by choice. You can choose not to be part of it. Seriously. You can even be our own critic. But guess what? If you don't know me before and you are just knowing me for now, you are about to know the most wonderful human being you ever come across ever. And he is not perfect. I am so sincere and truthful enough that, you know what I mean? You would be proud to be part of this. And you have reasons to be part of it too, genuinely. And guess what? We'll be so happy, right? To listen to your criticism. Because from them, if they are coming from the part of you that is sincere, not just to mock and all of that. And let me tell you something. Before you criticize us, we will criticize ourselves. We will correct ourselves. We will make amendments where we should. This is a journey that we call a marathon. It is not a relay. It is not a sprint. And it is a journey that generations will key into, including you at the end of the day. How can we make you be part of it? Is by the wonderful programs that we have in stock. And it is by the never seen before mobilization that is coming on your screen soon. You are going to believe that this is something you have never seen before. Guess what? I have never seen anything like it before as well. And like I said, we are ready to make mistakes. And the thing we are building is so much more than what I can tell you right now. It is a discovery gold mine for all the Yorubas who love Yoruba land genuinely. Who say, do you love Yoruba land? Yes, I do. Now prove it. And it's not by force. It is by choice. How can we make it a choice for you? When you choose a PDP, when you choose APC, when you choose a Tifku or Tifnumbu, when you choose a Peter Obi or you choose Kwakwanso, if you choose one Nigeria or you choose Showore, or you don't, you know what I mean? Wherever it is, that's a choice. How about we make this Yoruba nation self-determination and self-rule? Eh? How about we make it another choice for the Yorubas and not a secondary? When you talk about those who are benefiting from the rot in Nigeria today, they will tell you that, listen, we know that Nigeria can never work, but let's try and put a Yoruba man there first. If that Yoruba man doesn't get there, then we can come and fight for Yoruba nation. Some people are already saying the same thing to you right now in Biafra land. Listen, let us first go and fight for Peter Obi. If Peter Obi doesn't work, we can come back and fight for Biafra. I trust the IPOB. All those things doesn't make any sense to them. You get what I mean now? So we need to make it a choice among other choices they are giving to them. And we have to do this so aggressively through the grassroots. I'm not saying violently. There's something called aggressive mobilization. And that's what we are going to embark upon. It is going to be something you have never seen before. And guess what? It is true. You have never seen anything like this. You don't even imagine it. Don't even feel like, oh, I know what they are trying to do. Oh, I understand. No, you don't. You know why? Our imagination is so big. Our imagination is so wide. Our coverage and then our tentacles are so bold and so wide. And let me tell you this, there is no limit to what we can imagine, especially with what we're about to start now. As a Yoruba man, if you want to criticize this, probably you will need to be a member first. It will give you the insight of how it works, the impression and how impressed you're going to be, how proud you're going to be when with what we're going to achieve with this will make you become a supporter. You'll be won over. And to all the brethren right here, I am preparing your mind. I am preparing I'm preparing your psychological, minds and all of that, your subconscious, conscious, and every other thing that is in you to let you know that to make this work, You have to use your own imagination, and you have to put your imagination to work. How do you do that? When you become a volunteer, you become an ambassador. If you fail, that means you have we have all failed. And if you wake up every morning and you say, being part of this means that I will never be a failure. We must succeed. We can time this. It can be so powerful and so effective. And then for every legal part of it, I am already talking to people. Many of you are also legal advisors, lawyers. In this regard, you will need to begin to dust your international laws on something like this. Call it a humanitarian approach to self-determination in Yoruba land. And as every Yoruba group, this is also going to be your own plug. You know why? Like I said, it is a community. If you join us here, you will be able to tell many people who are going to be on that platform about your programs, the progress of what you have been doing, and you will also benefit by using the platform to mobilize for the same cause, Yoruba Nation. So it's ours. It will succeed if all of us want it to succeed. So let me take a break. When I get back, I'll take calls and I'll listen to other ideas too. So as you have been watching since, we have over 2,000 of us on YouTube, and we have over maybe 1,000 or so as well on Facebook combined. So if you would take a time, like the video, share it. When I get back, we will continue. Yoruba Rescue Fund.
Yoruba Rescue Fund, ìgbìmọ̀ má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Sharing nǹkan. So like the video, share it, and then by tomorrow, I'm going to do a segment of this broadcast, and it is going to be in Yoruba for at least 3 hours. So if you're a Yoruba man right now watching me, tomorrow I will be speaking Yoruba for as long as it's going to take me 3 hours. Or what have you? We are going to talk more about this. But I bet I've said enough to prepare your minds. So when I go on now to make my tea, when I get back, I will take calls. Thank you very much. I'll be back.
Liar.